Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. I'm glad you're here to chat with me today. And if you are new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got currently a 7th grader, 3rd grader, and 5 and 3-year-old doing a combined pre-K level. But next year we will have 8th grader, a 4th grader, a registered kindergartner, and a pre-K kiddo. So today's video, I will be sharing my 8th grade picks with you guys. So I cannot believe we are already in 8th grade, our last year of middle school. We are starting to think all things high school, and so I will have videos coming up about that here pretty soon. But today we're going to be talking about her 8th grade year. So let's jump in. Eighth grade. We made it. We're here. This is, like we've been starting to get a little bit more serious, but now is the time to get real serious. We are starting to talk about what she wants her future to maybe look like. We are starting to really get into some, serious learning here. And so she is actually going to be taking Algebra 1 next year. So she is actually going to be earning her very first high school credit, which is just insane. Like, I cannot believe that we have made it. We're going to be starting to keep an actual transcript for her and preparing her for life. Yeah. It's like exciting and scary all at the same time. So that being said, if you don't know, if you haven't been around, we've been using Matthew C. On and off, but for the majority of her younger, schooling years. But she has decided that she doesn't want to keep going with Matthew C. She wants to try something new. And we did a couple of different programs, sampled a couple different programs. And what she decided to go with was, she really liked Nicole, the Math Lady's videos. So we will be doing Saxon Math Algebra 1 with Nicole, the Math Lady videos accompanying this. And I will be doing the grading portion since I do need an actual grade for her for a transcript. So this is the first time we'll be using Saxon Math. So of course I'll be sharing about it. And of course I'll be doing a compare and contrast with Matthew C for you guys. But she's kind of really excited about this. And it will be her very first official high school credit. So we are excited about that. So that is what we will be doing for math. So now moving on to language arts. This one is a lot of pieces. So bear with me here as I try to keep my mind straight in all of this. So first up, we are going to be sticking with Fix-It Grammar. Now, I haven't purchased a lot of these things yet because I'm kind of waiting for sales to come along because they they tend to happen. And since we are going to have a lot of schoolers next year, our budget has gone up a little bit, or my projected budget has gone up a little bit. So I am trying to wait for sales because I do want to try to keep it around a certain number. And I have a video coming up on this next month. So if you have any questions about how I budget, go ahead and drop them down below in the comments, and I would be happy to answer them for you. And while you're down there, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel, ring that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up because it really does help us YouTubers. That was a weird us YouTubers more than you guys realize. So I would love it for you guys to do that. But back to what we were talking about. So anyways, these copies are like what we're currently using because we are staying with a bunch of what we're currently using. So just know that whatever you're seeing, I will be buying the next level for her. So this is level 3. We will be using level 4 next year of Fix-It Grammar with her. This has just been so great. I have a video on it. I'll link it for you guys up here, and I'll definitely put it in the description box. But we are just loving it so much. So of course we will be continuing on with Fix-It Grammar. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, but she's learning so much from it. And just, it's so great. I love it. So we'll be continuing on with that. And we will be continuing on with sequential spelling. I do have a video on this. You know that for the most part, I do love this program and it's working so well for her. The one thing that's missing from it is the spelling rules, and I still haven't worked on finding a solution to that, but maybe I will this year because I will be using this program just level 2 with her. it's been going great. I might actually consider leveling up to level 3 for her because this is almost too easy for her. So that is what we will be doing for spelling. And then we will be working on continuing root words. This is the beginner one. This is the one we've been using this year, so she'll be using level 1 next year. And I just love how this breaks down the words into the, you know, I just feel like if somebody had taught, I struggle with spelling, and I feel like if somebody had taught me this, like, you know, these are your root words and these are your prefixes earlier in my learning, it would have been a lot easier for me, because it really is just like building a puzzle. Words are just like building a puzzle. You're taking the root, you're adding on prefixes and suffixes to change the root, and so it just makes sense. And I love these books. They're super straightforward, super easy, and my kids actually really enjoy doing this. So we will be continuing on with root words level 1 with her next year. And we will also be continuing on with Brave Writer. So I just have to, that sheet is really shiny with the lights. So we will be continuing on with Brave Writer. This is the one we just finished, Amari and the Night Brothers. So we will continue on with probably arrows. But we may try a boomerang or two this next year too, because she you know, she's doing really, really well with these. And I may try a couple of other lit guides throughout the year. You know, mostly to just see what, you know, what's out there. You guys know I love me some Brave Writer. I really do think it's a great program. But I wish it was a little bit more structured. And so, you know, I'm always seeing if maybe there's something out there that's similar, that it has a little bit more structure to it. But I've been using them for so long now that I really do kind of have a good grasp on how to make it a little bit more open and go and structured for us. So we will definitely be continuing on with lit guides. And then last but not least in this category, and this one I don't have anything to show for you guys, so I'll put up a little thing here. I'm pretty sure we've decided on essentials in writing. This is the one program that I'm not the one area I'm not 100% sold on yet. So that's why I don't have anything here to show you guys. But I'm pretty sure this is where we're leaning. She gets overwhelmed by writing, so I want something that's not going to overwhelm her. And I feel like this might be the ticket. This videos seem to be short and sweet, and she really appreciates that. I think that's why she really likes Nicole the Math Lady, because the videos are pretty short and sweet. And even though she might have to watch, you know, 2 or 3, the fact that they're short, like, and it's so much easier on her. Like, that's just what she enjoys, is having it short and sweet. And so I do like that about the essentials and writing. And the workbook seems to be not a ton of writing, which is, it's not about the process of writing a story that she doesn't like, or writing a paper that she doesn't like, although she doesn't love it, but she just hates writing. And so we do we do type things out, and of course we'll probably be doing a lot more of that in the next year. But I do think it's time now to make sure that she has a strong foundation in producing papers, because she is going into high school next year, and we do need, you know, that's a skill that she's going to need, especially when she gets to taking like dual enrollment classes and stuff like that, which is on the horizon. So I'll have more information coming out about that soon. I'm still like in the process of learning all of that, and she won't be starting anything until definitely her sophomore year of high school, 10th grade. So that's still a little bit of a ways off, but we are trying to prepare for that. So that is all of our language arts. It is a lot, but I feel like these are all the pieces that she needs to be working on. And so that is a big chunk of what we do throughout the day. But we also really enjoy doing unit studies. And so for next year, I have done a video already that talks about my history that I chose, and I'm going to link that here. But since I made that video, I've changed my plans a little bit. I'm still going to be using Curiosity Chronicles, but we are going to tie it in with Big History Project and Build Your Library, History of Science. Now, this is the entire Build Your Library, like the whole year-long program that includes like language arts and everything. I'm only going to be pulling out the science and history portion from this, but I will be using this in combination with the Curiosity Chronicles, and Big History Project. So this is like an online thing, so I'm going to insert like some kind of something here for you guys, for you to see. But it is like a public school project, but I think we're going to be able to adapt it pretty well for what I want to do this year. And so what Big History Project does is it goes all the way back to the Big Bang. So all the way back to the birth of like what we know. And it's basically the history of Earth in entirety, going from, you know, the Big Bang all the way up to the Earth being created, how life came to be, moving into, you know, prehistory, and then moving on into civilizations. And I just thought, what a really cool concept of going that far back, going all the way to the true beginning and learning, you know, history through time. And so that we will be using that as kind of like, I guess, maybe our spine in combination with the history of science, which for Build Your Library, she uses the history of science books. There's 3 books. So Melody over at Homeschool Happy Hour actually has a video on the first one where she used the textbook as well as the teacher guide and the student workbook, and she didn't end up loving the teacher guide and student workbook. And after watching her video, I don't think it would be a good fit for us either. But we are going to use the books, the history of science books, with this program, with the activities laid out in here, in combination with the Big History Project, and we are going to still keep doing Curiosity Chronicles. So it is a bit of an ambitious plan. It's going to be a lot of pieces that I put together because, also what I'll be tying in with that is science chunks from elemental science. So, you know, I am going to put this behind it because it's just one piece of paper. I did go ahead and purchase these, and I am kind of liking them so far. Now, I've just skimmed so far. I haven't seen anything that's not secular or anything that wouldn't align with what I want to teach my children. So I am going to be using them. So, of course, I will keep you guys updated as I use them if I see anything that is maybe not fully 100% from a secular mindset. So, but I think they're going to be great. I think they're exactly what I'm going to be looking for. And what I'm loving about it is that I'm going to be able to pull exactly the topics that we're learning about in the history of science. I can pull things in to do experiments and activities based on what we were learning about at that time. So I feel like using all of these components together is really going to give us like a full history and science combined, history of science, history of the earth. So this is a lot. Like, I'm aware of it. So I'm pretty sure it's going to take us 2 years to get through the whole thing, and I'm okay with that. But we will be combining the Build Your Library History of Science, the Curiosity Chronicles, the science chunks, and the Big History Project to make one kind of like overall, and that's going to be the main chunk of our learning. So that is that. I will have a video coming out when I sit down and start. I've already started kind of sitting down and going through how I'm going to piece these all together, and of course I will share that with you guys. The only other things that we're going to be doing is probably going to tie in. I think I might use this layers of learning because it is history, or like the art through history. So it's pulling in all, it ties it all together. And so I think we might actually use this as a whole family. So everybody would use this all together. But it's going to tie in well with our history lessons. So I think that might be what we do. I still haven't bought this one. I'm still kind of like on the fence about it, but that's what we are leaning towards at this current moment. And we will be doing woven melodies. So I picked this up last year, haven't used it yet. So we are going to be using this as well as a whole family, everybody all together. And then last but not least, of course, we will be continuing the philosophy for kids. We are about halfway through the book now, and we only do one of these a week, if that. Like sometimes I would say we probably only do 2 or 3 a month because some weeks we take off. And so this will be continuing, but David A. White, he actually messaged me and told me that he has a second book, so I will be picking that up. So when we finish this, we can move on into that, and of course when I pick that up, I will be sharing that with you guys as well. So that wraps it up. So just to recap: math, Nicole the Math Lady, sex and algebra, that works all together. Language arts, we'll be doing fix-it grammar, root words, sequential spelling, guides, literature guides, and essentials in writing. And then for science and history and art, all combined, we'll be using the science chunks, the Build Your Library History of Science, along with the textbooks, and Curiosity Chronicles. And then I will be pulling in the history hops from the Pandy Press History Quest. We are going to use the history hops from there. And if I come across any activities in the guide that we like better, or we may end up liking reading from this better, or we might do both books depending on, because I have the audio books for both. So we might, while we're doing our art projects, we might listen to a section from this. So for me, I think multiple exposures is the best way. The more you hear something, the better it's going to stick. So having a lot of resources and having a lot of resource books, you might notice that this is only our resource books back here. And some of our kids, like our little books that down there is the messy shelf down there is my daughter's like just books that she just gets out and plays with kind of thing. But this is all basically reference books. I mean, there's even a few over on that side. So I just feel like being able to have the information there for them to absorb is just really beneficial. So one thing I forgot to mention is she will be doing an online class with Florida Virtual School because we want her to get used to that online class system since she probably will be doing some dual enrollment classes in the coming years. And so she will be taking a digital media class with the Florida Virtual School as well this semester. That is grade 8. Picks for this school year. I will have much more information coming out about like getting ready for high school and how our year is going to be a little bit more serious than it's been in the past, and all of that coming out. So, and of course I will be sharing my picks for my upcoming 4th grader and my picks for my upcoming kindergartner / preschooler. I'm going to do that all in one video. And so I hope you guys will come back and chat with me again soon. Hit that notification bell so you can see when these videos are coming out. Don't forget, you can always follow me over on Instagram at Homeschool-ology, and I share over there kind of what we are doing in our everyday life. And I think that's all I'm going to share. So I hope you guys will come back and chat with me again soon, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.